What's up? Good morning, everybody. What's up, Milan? Good to see you. How are you this morning? Let me get things started for our friends over in Discord. I am still trying to keep things going with them a little bit. I'm not watching that chat so much anymore, though. So, for those of you watching here on YouTube, just a reminder this is, or I should say, for those of you watching on Discord, you guys who are here on YouTube are exactly where you need to be. For those watching on Discord, just a friendly reminder to come join us on YouTube, as eventually I'm shooting for, like, in the next couple of weeks, we'll stop streaming to the Discord and we'll do everything here via YouTube. So unless we get have some reason to change at some point. So anyway, with that out of the way, let me get my go live here over in the Discord side of the house. All right, cool. So I've got audio and video going to Discord. I've got YouTube up and running. I think we're ready to rock. I see viewers starting to join us. If you've just joined us, pop in the chat, say good morning so I know you're here. That is the one downside of YouTube is essentially I don't know who's joined or who's with us unless you post a message. I don't have a way to kind of see who's just casually watching. What's up, Strife? Good morning. What's up, Unknown Reviews? What's up, Wayne? Good morning, everybody. Epic Turtles, good to see you back. What's up, Sataru? Good to see you here. Thank you for joining. Get a little bit of coffee in here. Oh yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. I think I figured out how to kick everything off the right way in the right sequence without totally screwing things up. Apparently, when you're doing a scheduled live stream, just hitting start in your streaming software, I use OBS for example, does not like automatically start the live stream the way it does if I just do kind of an on the fly live stream. You actually have to start the live stream with the software and then in YouTube hit go live. So I learned that lesson the hard way on the first day that we tried to use a scheduled live stream, but again, I'm a fast learner. I will adapt and try to not make the same mistakes twice. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing here in the markets since you guys are here bright and early. Yeah, that was good to know, Strife. I was like, when people told me it wasn't streaming, I was like, why the hell isn't it? And then I went back over to the YouTube page and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. What's up, Chris? Good to see you here, brother. Bright and early. I'm sure you've got some banger ticker requests that you're getting ready to drop on us. So let's talk a little bit about where the market's at, what's going on, what should we be thinking about or paying attention to. One thing that I would definitely be paying attention to is the fact that, and I don't know why that line wasn't already there. I know I drew it. I must have maybe reopened the layout without saving it, but sticking out like a sore thumb anyway. Bit of a downtrend here on S&P futures, which is a very strong driver of what, really the driver of what SPY and SPX and all that sort of stuff is going to do. Hey, what's up? Good morning, Rockstar. Thanks for joining us. So we've been under this downtrend from Thursday going on into even yesterday's trading day, and kind of slid out of it here in the early hours of the morning, pushed up higher. Really, the bounce, in my opinion, and this is not meant to be a commercial or anything for Neptune, but bounced perfectly right off that key buying pressure, key buying level here on Neptune, and has pushed up through that downtrend since, is now pushing higher. We've got bullish momentum going on here with the ribbon. We're getting ready to back test some of that buying pressure to try to push a little bit higher, I think. It'd be interesting to see how things play out when we start testing up in this area where the market topped out post FOMC last week. It's kind of interesting to see there wasn't either some more follow through or a more immediate pullback. It was kind of like a slow grind to the downside pullback. But again, we did develop a downtrend. We've broken out of that at this point and are now trying to push higher after bouncing again out of that key buying pressure here on ES. So, overall, as long as we're holding 52.8475 on futures, I'd say things look fairly bullish going into the trading day today. So keep your eyes on the market, keep your eyes on upside, look to buy the dips is kind of my opinion, unless ES loses 52.84.75, at which point I'd say, okay, maybe you can start to maybe not buy the, not just blindly buy the dips or whatever the case might be a little bit more strategic about it. Yeah, sorry, are my desktop notifications firing off? I didn't realize. Yeah, let me adjust this chat window because I got this little emoji icon that's like blocking some of what people are saying. Could be a jump scare sometimes. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't realize I had desktop audio going out, so I've muted that. That shouldn't happen anymore. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so let's get into some trade plan recaps for those of you who are in our Discord and participate in the member selected tickers voting that I post each weekend. We had Apple, Tesla, and Nike as the trade plans that were or the tickers that had the most requests going into the or as we wrapped up voting on Sunday, I should say. So let's take a look at this Apple trade plan. A little bit of a surprise that we didn't make it down to PT1 on this. We haven't invalidated the downside yet, so let's talk through this real quick. We've got, we kind of broke through the last support. It looked like a confirmed break. I mean, by all rights, I thought, after this back test of this, I should say break below and back test of this 170.01 level that, I kind of bypassed as far as where the key buying pressure might be on Apple here. I was certainly expecting a test of 169 on a break below 170.74, but things got bought back up kind of at a seemingly random spot. There's, again, there could be a level there that I just have missed or haven't charted yet. So, has pushed back up. It's been testing the stop loss average down, also tested this new downtrend. Apple had slid out of one and kind of developed another one. Hang on, I'm going to move these over real quick just so they're not getting in the way of us talking about this stuff. Zoom in on this a little bit so you guys can see it easier. Let's hide that. We don't need that right now. So, ran right up to our stop loss average down with some confluence there with this downtrend. Rejected as we went into the after hours trading session and kind of held that put entry as support. Also had the Neptune flag flip bullish in that process and create that key buying level confluence right there. So we've continued to push up through that. We have broken out of this downtrend, but we have yet to invalidate the downside trade plan. So, plan is still valid. We also have a bearish flag rollover here, pre-market with a 333 SMA, giving us some confluence there right there at 171.52 in that selling pressure. So, we could see downside continue to play out. As long as we stay below 171.90, I think this put side of the trade plan is okay. The one thing that gives me some concern or trepidation is the fact that we did slide out from under this downtrend. So we could potentially see if Apple does break over 171.52, and really what I'd like to see is it break over this stop loss average down here at 171.90. That could definitely open up a move to the upside. So potential earlier entry there at 171.90 on Apple if we can break above that. If we do, didn't mean to move that. I'd be looking for a first target up there at 173.03. And I'd be using my stop loss average down. Where would I put that? Yeah, probably somewhere right around here where we also have confluence with the 200 SMA, and I can see a little bit of a level either already developed or trying to develop here on the 15 minutes. So right around 171.07 is where I'd have my stop loss average down if you want to make it easier for yourself. 200 SMA on the 5-minute chart. Keep track of that as far as your key support as things move forward. So next was Tesla on the member selected tickers. Tesla did have a pretty nice break above and what looked like a back test that was going to hold and push higher. It ultimately pulled back a little bit deeper, caught this weekly level of support here at 169.63. Also, we really strongly overextended with that initial move to the upside. So for those of you who are using Neptune or have subscribed to it and are currently using Neptune 3.1 with me, anytime we get these big moves like this and we get all the way, like we get massively overextended from really where all the key buying pressure is, I do not chase these moves. Do I miss trades that continue up? every so often? Absolutely. Do I wind up having much better entries when I get a pullback into that confluence of buying pressure? 1,000%. And I want to always wait for the trades to come to me versus chasing the trades or getting FOMO and getting caught buying the top there, ultimately just to get ripped back down right to where we should have waited for things to come into that. Again, key buying pressure area, weekly support there, key buying pressure on the ribbon as well. It's continued to push higher. So again, even if you did catch it there, things should be working out in your favor. We have not even tested the stop loss average down after getting what looked like that confirmed break to the upside. So this continues to grind higher. And actually small gap up here this morning. So keep an eye on that. We could see that gap fill before Tesla tries to push any further. It's not a guarantee. There's also a lot of buying pressure in the way, like this little pre-market scammy wick that touched our level perfectly and pushed right back up. So ultimately, I think we'll see Tesla test or get to PT1 probably before we see any kind of a pullback and potential gap fill. So keep following the plan on this one. It looks like it's in great shape with the exception of, again, just kind of anybody that might have gotten caught buying in this sort of extreme overextended move right there after open. Don't chase those. That's, that's FOMO, greed, right? Kind of sneaking into your psychology, trying to mess with your head a little bit and get you into a trade that you were really better off waiting for the trade to come back to you and take it from a spot that you have determined yourself. Don't let the ticker price action determine when you're getting in for you. Always make that decision yourself. Nike was also on the list. Really nothing to see here except for a really clean rejection off that call entry level there at 95.28. Since then, it's just gone sideways. So, really nothing to see here. Keep an eye on if Nike can break over 95.28. We've already clearly seen that is strong resistance. If it can break over that, it's also a weekly level. We could see it start to make some moves. I do believe their last earnings report was not great. Yeah, I think they had beats on top and bottom, but I think they guided low, I think was the problem. They gave kind of pretty negative guidance and negative outlook on things, which caused the sell-off and has people kind of still trying to probably wait to see, get past that sort of 2 to 3 days outside of the earnings report sort of catalyst, let the price settle and then figure out where we're going to go from there. So we're probably seeing, the end of that consolidation period, in my opinion, and we should see Nike try to make some moves, whether that be breaking over 95.28 to take calls for the upside or breaking below 91.7 to take puts to the downside. For those in our Discord community, both these trade plans, or all three of these trade plans, I should say, Apple, Tesla, and Nike, are all on the watch list. I posted those Sunday evening. All right, so let's get to Netflix. This was one that you guys asked for on Thursday's live stream, and Netflix kind of similar to Nike as far as nothing to see here. Has been riding this Neptune trend, bullish flag pretty nicely. Anytime we're getting dips down into this key buying pressure, it is getting bought up, and that's kind of grinding things higher. Nice little confluence here in the key buying pressure, 333 just below, 627.05 key level from our plan. That was the stop loss average down for the downside. We see that level acting as support here this morning. So keep an eye on Netflix. If it breaks over 632.51, it could try to make some big moves. And so far, let's take a look at the 15-minute as well. I really kind of like the setup on it. So that is the Netflix trade plan. And then Intel we also did last Thursday. This is another one where, again, this looked like a really good entry as far as a potential bearish setup as we got that first rejection off we opened up below the put entry level there on yesterday, got the rejection off that put entry level there. I would have definitely been willing to take puts on that second test right there, 41.25. So definitely looked like a good setup for downside. Still, downside trade plan valid. We ran right up to that stop loss average down level and rejected. In fact, we've double topped off that. We do have the 333 and 200 just overhead. So it's trying to push up and bump up against that 42.19 level. So keep an eye on that. If you did get caught or pulled into a put entry down here, could be a good average down opportunity if you didn't already take one there yesterday off that double top. Could be a good average down opportunity, and if it breaks too much higher, just go ahead and cut it. I mean, we want to keep those losses small, especially if we've averaged down on it. We want to really tighten up that window and make sure that we're not throwing fuel on the money fire if we're in a trade that's just not playing out the way we've planned it. So those are all the trade plan recaps. I know that's a lot to go through here pre-market, but hopefully you guys were able to follow all that. So let's talk a little bit about what you guys want to take a look at, what trade plans are going to work on today. So let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Any ticker requests? Yeah, I muted my desktop. JPM from KD. Let's take a look at JPM. Let's get some plans together. Let's see what we're going to do with these trade plans moving forward. And for those of you in our Discord group, thank you guys for joining and watching along. As I've mentioned several times in the past, the focus is now on YouTube. So while I'm still pushing the live stream over to our Discord, I'm really focusing the chat on the YouTube side of things. Let me just pop in here, see. Okay, good. So yeah, if you guys do want to get into the mix as far as being able to chat and kind of join the conversation during these live streams, make sure you are joining our YouTube feed and make sure that you are participating in the chat. That's how I'll know you are there. But also for those of you watching on YouTube, please make sure that you are checking out Xtrades, joining our Discord. That's where the daily SPY plan goes. That's where we make people, I don't know, ridiculous amounts of money on a pretty regular basis, I'd say. All right, so JPM from our friend KD in the YouTube chat. Let's take a look at it. Not one that I've traded often or looked at all that often, as you can tell by the lack of support and resistance, at least in the current area. One that I've looked at a while ago. How long ago this was, though, I do not know. Quite a while, based on sort of some of the drawings I see on this chart, which are how I used to do things way back in the day, and I've kind of evolved since then. All right. So let's see what we've got to work with up here in this area, because again, we are essentially in all-time high full bull mode here on JPM, but let's get our support and resistance levels in place. Make sure that we've got those dialed in and ready to go as we get ready to develop our plans. Really not going to get much else based on this upside move. Let's just real quick, I want to see how this moves during the extended hours sessions. It's got a little bit of that choppy hash mark type activity, but nothing that's kind of way out of the range. So I think we're going to continue to use extended hours on this one. So let's take a look at the 24-hour chart. Also has earnings coming up this it's April 12th. It's a little ways away. Looked a lot closer when the chart was shrunk down like that. All right, yeah, pretty clearly level here that we're going to want to pay attention to. Where are our other levels? This isn't confirmed on the daily, but it's one that we're going to want to probably pay attention to as we look at some other time frames. Do like this one, kind of just stair-stepping its way up here on these support and resistance levels. It's a lot of noise in here. I'd be interested to see if this double top shows us something on a smaller time frame, but nothing confirmed there on the daily chart, and that's true the rest of the way up. So let's keep on keeping on. All right, can we get some clarity here on this level? Yeah, that looks like a 4-hour level to me. And this level here, same thing. Well, no, I take that back. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just needed to confirm. Yeah, that's close. It's not quite there. There is a level that will develop. It's probably sitting right there, 180.58. what else do we have here? Hang on, I'm going to hide my indicators real quick just so they're not distracting me from the price action. Those are more for making trade decisions, not doing real-time support resistance levels. Yeah, there's something right about there. And also here. This is an interesting rejection that's not really followed by anything as far as confirmation goes. So let's keep it. It's kind of interesting, but those candles aren't really showing us much. So we'll circle back to that on a smaller time frame, see if that doesn't start to make itself known. Yeah, definitely 4-hour level there. And this, let's see. Is that my 8 o'clock candle? That's 9 o'clock. Let's take one more look at this. No, that's actually during the trading day, so current all-time high, golden ceiling up here to about 244, thereabouts. All right, let's see. So let's go back to our 4-hour chart. I don't think we're going to see much else in here, though, just because JPM has not spent a lot of time in this range. So let's get over to the hourly chart. Let's fill in some blanks here using that as we go through our trade plan. This is an interesting level right here I think we'll want to watch. This is also interesting, the way this flattens out right here, even though we did get that really quick little push up to that all-time high. Just looking at sort of how things flatten out right there. And again, this is sort of speculative at this point, nothing confirmed there. This, though, looks pretty solid on the hourly chart. Also have a little bit of a gap here. Sometimes these gaps can help you find support and resistance levels. A little shortcut for you, for those who like to draw support and resistance, which hopefully you've seen me do this enough and seen enough trade plans and the accuracy that we find with our levels to have bought into the value of support and resistance at this point. I can lead a horse to water, right? That's about it. Okay, I think there's a little something here too we're going to want to pay attention to. Anything else that I'm seeing? Not really on the hourly. This is kind of interesting, actually, right in here. It's kind of a little hidden support touch or flip of resistance to support. All right, so let's get our indicators on. Let's start making some plans. So for the downside to open up, I'd like to see it break below this 193.61 level. It should give us a first price target. I'd be shooting for about here at 192.16. We also have a potential confluence coming up there with the 200 SMA that will continue to move to the upside, even though it's sitting right here a little bit lower. That will continue to kind of move higher, could start to curl and flatten out a little bit, but I'd expect it to be, if the price action does move to the downside anytime and gives us a confirmed break anytime in the next today or tomorrow, I'd expect that 200 SMA to probably give us a confluence there at 192.16. So want to scale out something for profits there. Next stop below that, I'd be looking for 190.47. Below 190.47. Yeah, I think it's 189.22. Could also, depending on how long it takes for that to play out, again, see this 333 come up and intersect with, create a confluence here at 189.22. So those would be my targets to the downside. And honestly, pretty tight window on this, but it's just what it looks like to me. I think that also sets us up for good risk reward to the downside. So definitely worthwhile to put that stop loss there. I mean, it gives us a little shy of $1 of price action, so about 0.5% on JPM, but I think that's, again, appropriate based on seeing this double bottom and how we've reacted to that a couple of times now. If we get below 193.61, I would not want to be back above 194.39 and holding puts, is the long story short on that. So for the upside, it's going to kind of be sort of similar to the downside trade plan. Now, this is not an ideal setup, going right into all this selling pressure here, but it's where I see a window of opportunity to play this up, probably to this 198.08, which will put us right in the key selling pressures, so certainly would scale out heavy there from a Neptune perspective. 195.74, so kind of also, this is what I was referring to about it being similar. Could give it a little tiny bit more room, I think, actually. What is that? It's a 1 hour level. I could see that. Well, I see what I was, yeah, never mind. I think we're going to leave that right where it is. It's, you know, we're recently in price discovery here, so I could see this level being right there, or, you know, 25 cents lower. I say we'll leave it where it is. 25 cents shouldn't make a huge difference as long as you're waiting for appropriate confirmation. And then from there, I think we test this speculative top and then potentially all-time high. I would be out heavy at PTs 1 and 2, though. Just my personal perspective on what I see here with these trade plans. So let's drop this in the YouTube chat. I'll also drop this in the watch list, the options watch list of our Discord, for those who would like to refer back to it. And then we'll talk it through. So let me copy this link, get this into the YouTube chat. And let me, oh, I should also put what that is, right? JPM trade, oops, trade plan. We'll use this little up caret. There we go. And then let me get this posted in our Discord as well, real quick for those folks. JPM trade plan. All right. So let's talk through these JPM trade plans that we just put together. We are looking for a break over 196.55 to take calls. That should give us targets at 198.08, 199.03, and 244. Again, remember to scale out heavy at PTs 1 and 2. A lot of this is based on minimal price data, price action. So, you know, we're still in a bit of discovery here, still trying to really flesh out where these levels are on JPM, or really JPM, and the market is trying to flesh that out and determine where those levels should be. But so not strong confirmations above PT1. And again, we do have that confluence with key selling pressure there on Neptune at PT1 for calls. Stop loss average down 195.74 for that upside trade plan. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 193.61. That should give us targets at 192.16, 190.47, and 189.22 with a stop loss average down at 194.39. Those are your JPM trade plans, regardless of which direction it chooses to go. We'll be ready. All right, so let's see, that's JPM, Chris, XLE, or IBB, either one, if no other requests. Well, you always have good picks, Chris. IBB, I'm not very familiar with. Biotech. ETF, I guess? Yeah. Let's see. Biotech, been around for a while. How's the volume on it? Kind of low volume. Let's take a look at XLE. I also already have some levels on XLE, which is helpful. Clear rejection off this 93, 92 there, pre-market yesterday. Let's go with XLE. That'll be a little bit faster. Also has much better volume. Let's get rid of this noise. All right, and like I said, I've already got some levels already mapped out for it here. It also seems to be on a nice bullish trend across the board from a Neptune perspective. So let's see. Let's see. I'm also going to just real quick, just a reminder for our Discord friends. YouTube is where the chat's happening. I'm going to pop into the chat real quick. Okay, good. Nothing there. All right, great. So yeah, make sure that you guys are coming over to YouTube, joining us there, chatting there. That's where I'm keeping my focus and attention these days. So please come join us. All right, so let's see. XLE. Let's look at this just through a few different perspectives, but looks super strong, very bullish. Yeah, I mean, it's been full bull time on this from a Neptune perspective, probably on just about every time frame. Nice dip, bounce out of that key buying pressure, 200 SMA right there, nice confluence there from a Neptune perspective. Long signal back on March 5th has continued to push up, no short signal since. All right, so where do we want to take this? Well, interestingly enough, I think we're right in the neck of the woods of a bold trade plan. I don't know how long ago I did this XLE trade plan. Let's see if we've got some long short things on this, long short drawings on this chart. If I'm not going to spend a ton of time looking for them, but yeah, let's see. We did these trade plans back in November of 22. Here we are using some of those same levels here in March of 2024. So yeah, this really goes to, I think, show how critical and how important having some static price levels, things that don't really move much, combined with some dynamic indicators and things like that, can really create for some fantastic trading. But yeah, we're still playing around in some of these same levels. This is an interesting little top here that's developed more recently. I wonder if I've got this 92.63 level just a little bit low. It's my only question here. So let's check this out real quick, because I don't want us to get shaken out of a potentially valid trade plan by playing our stops a little too tight. So I just want to see if this 92.85 level results in anything, especially on something that trades under $100. Yeah, I think there is something there. Just gonna take a little bit more time to just vet this level out. I'm just trying to, I feel pretty good about essentially kind of recycling this downside trade plan. Yeah, I am going to switch up just one minor change here. Call that an hourly level. I'll figure it out later as far as what time frame that actually shows on, but a slight tweak to the stop loss average down level here I think is appropriate. But I do like this entry for puts. I do like this as PT1 still. I do like that as PT2 still. I may have, or this level may have been moved a little bit as time has gone on. It's been a while since I've circled back and looked at XLE. I would also move this third price target up to 89.30. So that plan was kind of already there for us. Very helpful. Thank you, XLE. Thank you, Chris. All right, so let's see what happens over 93.92. That's my big question. Is that the entry level? Let's find out. And let's go to a little bit of a higher time frame here. That'll get us through this quicker. Yeah, that upside trade plan never played out. I mean, I got levels up there. XLE has been above this, right? Or am I? Has to have been. Where is it? Let's see. There we go. So we're looking for, oh gosh, 2014. I don't know if we're going to be able to go back that far. Let's see. Let's go with September 15th, 2014. Let's see if we can at least see that on the hourly chart. I doubt we will be able to. Yeah, it's, yeah, there we go. Huh. Last available, yeah, so just barely. Now, we are not going to get there. That's 2018. It's going to be interesting. Okay, well, let's try it again. Use the 4-hour chart this time. All right, that's okay. We'll make it work with the 4-hour chart. I can do it. All right, so I think that being our entry level. Man, I wish I could see inside these candles a little bit more. This is an interesting spot right here, though, about 93.10. I think would wind up being a prudent stop loss average down level. I think we do have upside room over 93.92. There is this weekly resistance right here. Gives us about a 1-to-1 just by eyeballing it, maybe slightly better than 1-to-1 risk reward. So I'd shoot for 94.89, especially since XLE really struggled to reclaim 93.92, and overall it's not spent a lot of time over that level. I like where that second price target is, though, from the prior trade plan, or I think that was PT1. I'd rather use that as a PT2 now. And third target, yeah, I think I was being a little greedy on something. Fortunately, that upside trade plan never played out, but I think it was shooting a little too high on things on that prior trade plan that we did for XLE. So, yeah, I like both these. See nothing from a Neptune perspective that says anything, but we should expect more upside here. So let's pop this on the chart. All right. So here come your XLE trade plans. Copy the link. All right, that's posted there. Let's get it over in the watch lists. And then we're going to talk through this. All right, so what are we looking for here on XLE? That is your Spider Select Sector Energy, excuse me, ETF. So to play calls, we're looking for a break over 93.92. That should give us targets at 94.89, 95.83, and 96.89, with stop loss average down at 93.10. To the downside, we're looking for a break below, is that 92.07. That should give us a stop loss average down at 92.85, with targets at 91.07, 90.27, and 89.30. Those are your XLE trade plans. Let's see if I can get through one more. If time permits, Shack. And, well, KD, I did one for you, so let's give, I'm going to guess that's Jinyesh Patel. Jinyesh, thanks for the ticker request. Can I please check Baba? Let's take a quick look at Baba. So, anyone who's joined these live streams in the past or heard me talk about Baba, or what are some of the other ones, Neo or JD, or any of those Chinese tickers, you know, the thing that we have to be conscientious of and careful about is that these things do gap a lot. As you can see, this big gap to the downside, that's because the vast majority of their trading is taking place even outside of our extended hours trading session. So it can make big moves while there is nothing you could do about it, whether that's take profit or stop out. You can get stuck in some pretty nasty situations with these Chinese tickers just because of, again, the fact that they gap up and gap down pretty much on a regular basis. This is an interesting level right there. Also makes them a little bit more challenging to really chart and nail down the price action for. Question is there anything? Not really seeing it. There's an interesting little rounded bottom there that I was looking at as a possible level, but I just wasn't seeing it. There is something right. No, not really. This is an interesting triple bottom there, though. Again, these excuse me, gosh, I don't know what's going on with my voice this morning. Yeah, I'm not seeing. These can be a little bit challenging, long story short. All right, so we're going to play downside. Do like it below the 70.95 level. I think it needs to break below that to really open up more downside. I think the stop loss is right here. Now, the question is 70.13 a smart first price target? I think it is. So then the next question is, what are your price targets below that? Well, at this point, I would say got next target here, 4-hour chart, 4-hour level. Third price target. Yeah, I'd be shooting for the 68.24. It's a third price target. Could shoot lower than that. Again, these are a little harder to read, but I like those as smart exits. And if we do break below the 69.63 level, right? Or no, 70.95. Sorry, 70.95. That'll flip things bearish on Neptune from a 4-hour perspective. We're already pretty fully bearish, I think, on every other time frame. All right, so for upside, this is a tricky one. Interesting little gap level there. I think I'd play a pretty tight window here on this upside because it is overall looking bearish, so we're trying to go against the trend. Trend is your friend. So I'd play it fairly tight, fairly cautious. I think we'll the downside trade plan. First target 73.30. That's a weekly level. Also has confluence with top of that selling pressure there on Neptune. That's going to be a key area for BABA to try to break. There is a level here I don't have marked on my chart hourly. Also some confluence up there. Smart second price target in my opinion based on that confluence. That's where we want to make sure that we're not getting too greedy. Third price target upside, key rejection right there, right out of that selling pressure on Neptune. Is there a level there though, or is it just rejecting Neptune? No, I think there is a level there actually, in addition to that flag confluence, and I think that that would be our third price target. Again, don't get greedy on this one expecting PT3 to hit. I think that's a pretty strong confluence in this area right there. PT2, I'd be out heavy. All right, so these are the BABA trade plans and also going to be the last tickers we can take a look at this morning. So I can then break away and go work on the SPY plan and get that posted for our trading group in Discord, as I do every morning pre-market or right at market open if I get tied up on a longer than expected live stream. But here are the BABA trade plans. Let's talk through these. Also, for those of you who have asked for other ticker requests, if you are Xtrades members, feel free to shoot me a DM in our Discord. One more incentive for you guys to take the time to check out Xtrades. We have a fantastic mobile app, web app, Discord community. We've got it all. We've got Benzinga and a couple other major outfits starting to pay attention to us and reach out to our founder and owner, Kevin, to learn about what has allowed Xtrades to kind of grow and what is, generally speaking, a pretty difficult environment to grow in, which is online trading communities. So if you have any requests that I wasn't able to get to this morning, please feel free to shoot me a DM if you're in our Discord. I'll be happy to answer those then. Unfortunately, though, we do need to wrap things up here. Let me get this in the watch lists. Everyone, BABA trade plans, live stream, those posted in the watch list. And then let's talk through this now that I've posted it everywhere. So, hey, what's up, Omar? Good to see you here, buddy. Thanks for joining us. All right, so let's talk through these BABA trade plans real quick. To the upside, we're looking for a break above 72.47. That should give us targets at 73.30, 73.83, and 74.67 with a stop loss average down at, what is that, 71.71, I'm guessing? Yep, 71.71. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 70.95 with targets at 70.13, 69.03, and 68.24, sharing a stop loss average down there at 71.71. Those are your BABA trade plans. Thank you very much, Omar. Man, it's always good to see you. Always great to hear from you. Hope everything's going well. I'm sure you've been crushing the cannabis tickers as you always do, and hopefully you like the updates that came out with Neptune 3.1. If you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you remove it and re-add it to your charts. That should bring you the latest version. So with that, we are getting pretty close to being 10 minutes out from market open. I do need that little window of time to get the SPY plan together. Like I said several times, if you guys didn't get answers for the tickers you wanted to take a look at here on the live stream, and you are in our Xtrades Discord community, please feel free to shoot me a DM. I am happy to help. I just don't have the time to do it right this second during the live stream. So feel free to reach out. I will do my best to answer your questions and give you good guidance. Yes, awesome, man. That's what I love to hear. You take care as well. I'll see you in the mix and in the top earners chat. So with that, as we always say here on the FOMO live streams, plan your trades, trade your plans, go out there and get some green. I will see you Discord members in the chats, and I will see the rest of you back here on YouTube Thursday morning at 8:30 a.m. Thank you guys so much for joining, for participating, for giving me your ticker requests. For those of you who I wasn't able to get to, please make sure that you show up early. Don't wait for me to ask for ticker requests. Get in here, start posting those, and I will get those done for you. Early bird gets the worm, and I just kind of go by trying to spread the love. If I've already done one ticker request for somebody, I try to move on to others, and then I just kind of go in first come first serve order. So make sure you get here early so we can plan our trades and be ready to trade our plans. All right, I will see you guys back here Thursday morning at 8:30. Like I said, take care, have a wonderful day. I'll see the rest of you guys in the chat at Xtrades.